What's up, you guys? It's James Zombie, Christmas Zombie Cigar Reviews. I'm back. I've been off for a couple weeks, but I'm back with a review. Today we have the Man of War Ruination. So let's take a look at what we'll be smoking.
Name: Man of War Warhorse. Brand: AJ Fernandez. Vitola 6.5 by 64. Wrapper: Ecuadorian Sangron. Filler: Honduran Nicaraguan. Binder: Nicaraguan. Origin: Nicaragua.
Alright, so this is the Perfecto shape. Nice band on there. Alright, it smells like basically like leather and like a faint hay barnyard smell. But I'm gonna get this cut, torched, and then start smoking. Alright, so to cut today, we'll be using the cigar XO cutter. Nice clean cut. A little snug on the draw. I'm getting a little bit of a chocolatey taste and leather in the cold draw. So, alright, let's get it torched. Alright, so first impression. Alright, so first impression, I'm getting some pepper on the retro hell, like a white pepper. A little bit of that leather is in there right now, and that's pretty much all I'm getting. So we'll smoke this down to the first third and come back with updates. Alright, you guys, so getting into this first third so far, about an inch in. Right now, there's not a lot of smoke output. The draw is still a little bit snug. I don't really want to cut any more off of it, so I'm gonna have to see how it does it performing just down the line. See if I can open it up a little bit. But right now, as far as the flavor notes, I'm getting leather, like a grassiness, and a faint cocoa and coffee, like almost like a mocha. On the retro hell, I'm getting that leather definitely, as well as like a dry spice. When I smoked the Man of War Legend, I remember it making my mouth kind of dry and drying out like my palate basically. So I'm thinking that this one's gonna go the same way, but I hope not. So far I'm enjoying it though. Like I said, the smoke output isn't that much. But you do get to taste the notes on there. So the ash is looking pretty decent so far. Construction is okay. So I'm gonna continue smoking and come back with any updates and the second third. All right, so I might need to give this a touch up. It's starting to get a little uneven. Just a small update. I'm gonna see if it'll correct itself, but it doesn't look like it's going to. So it might require a touch up. Alright, you guys, so with the update, ash is holding on pretty well. There's a little bit of some valleys in there, but as far as the flavor notes, it's pretty much the same. You're getting that leather, that grassiness is kind of faded. It's turned more into the faint cocoa and coffee, like a mocha almost. Very dry though. On the retro hell, you're still getting that leather, and like I said, it's like a dry spiciness, almost like if you just put your nose in some dry rub or something. But it's still pretty tasty. Did require one minor touch up, like I said, but As you see, there's a little valley right there. I'm hoping doesn't get too bad, but I'm still enjoying it. The smoke output isn't a lot, but it is enough for you to taste the flavor notes and stuff like that. So I'm gonna continue smoking into the second third. Alright, you guys, so we get into the second third now. The ash is holding on well. The construction has held up pretty much. No more burn issues. As far as the flavor notes, you're still getting that leatherness. The grassiness has turned into like a nuttiness, almost like a cashew, as well as the cocoa and coffee turning into more of a chocolate. So on the retrohale, you're still getting a little bit of that leatherness, and it's more of a cocoa now. The spiciness is still there slightly. It's not as dry as it was at the beginning, and smoke output is still the same. You're not getting a whole lot of smoke in this one. The draw has opened up just a little bit, so I'm gonna continue smoking. I'll come back with any updates. So the second, third update, the burn is still good. The ash is still holding on pretty well. Still getting that leather. That nuttiness has turned into like an oaky woods note, and a little bit of like an earthiness. As far as the retrohale, the spiciness is gone. You're getting leather almost through all of this cigar so far, and the smoke has become a little bit oily as the spice has dissipated on the retrohale. It's kind of coating my palate, so still smoking very well. No other burn issues so far. I mean, it's not the greatest burn, but it's needing no correction. So and also on the retrohale with that leather at this point, also you're getting a little bit of that coffee that's in there. So that's the second, third update. Alright, small update, the ash had just fallen off. It held on pretty much for about 3 inches, so it holds on pretty well. So just a small update. This is a small update. Burn is still doing pretty well. I did give it a small minor touch up. On the retrohale, that spiciness is pretty much gone, but it's trying to come back. Still getting that leather on this, as well as like an earthiness now, and there's a little bit of that cocoa that was there in the beginning has started to come back faintly, so I'm thinking that it's gonna come back to the original notes that it had started with. I'm almost to the band, so I'll be taking that off pretty soon. The ash is still holding on pretty well after it fell off that first time, so still good smoking. Still a little bit oily. It's not as dry as the Legend was, so I'm enjoying this one a little bit more than the other one, so I'll continue smoking. I'll come back with any updates. Alright, you guys, so final third, just getting into it. Right now there's definitely still that leather. There's a little bit of an earthiness now, and it's like a dry cocoa and slight coffee. The ash had just fallen off. The burn is still pretty decent. Like I said, it had some minor touch-ups here and there. Nothing too severe or anything. On the retrohale, you're getting that leather. You're getting some cocoa now, and a little bit of a nice tobacco. Nothing harsh. A little bit of a floral aroma as well. Performing pretty well. Enjoying it. My palate isn't so dry like it was, like I said, with the Legend. Still enjoying it. I'll come back with the final, well, not the final, but an update, and I'll try to smoke it down to about here, see what happens. But I'm enjoying it so far. Pretty good. Smoke output has increased slightly in the second, third, and final third. So I'm gonna continue smoking. I'll come back with an update and my final thoughts and things like that. Alright, you guys. So final third update. Still getting leather on this. There's a little bit of that oak has returned, some earthiness, some of the cocoa. At this point, all the spice is gone on the retro hell. It's just left with a leather, a tobacco, and like a little bit of a coffee note. I didn't really say anything about the strength or body on this. It did definitely have a strength kick back here towards the end. It's been medium pretty much throughout the whole stick until this point where it's becoming a little bit stronger. So that's pretty much the Man of War right now. It's been, like I said, a lot of leather and some other components, but mainly leather has been the main component in this cigar. So I'll come back with the final thoughts and the rating on this. So. Alright, you guys, so I'm finishing out back with my final thoughts and rating. So as far as curb appeal on this, I love the band on the Man of Wars. The whole Spartan theme is really cool to me. So it's getting its full point for curb appeal. As far as the price, these go for about $9 to $10, up to $11. For the price for what these are, they're very good sticks. AJ Fernandez does a phenomenal job, so I'm gonna give it its full point. As far as the price, I mean, I would like them to be a little bit cheaper, but for what they are, I mean, they're worth what you're paying for. So full point for price. As far as construction, like I said, I had some minor touch-up issues. Nothing too major, but still, I'm gonna get half a point because there was some peaks and valleys, and there was a small peninsula that had started, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't like you had to sit there and keep, you know, touching it up, but still, so half a point for construction. As far as the flavors, like I said, the main component in this cigar is definitely going to be leather with some other components like the oak, the cocoa, the coffee, a little bit of the chocolate in there, the nuttiness, and things like that. So it's getting its full point as far as the flavors. It does offer a lot of different notes and flavors to the complexity. So definitely give it its full point for that. As far as the overall experience, I'm going to give it a half a point. Touch-up issues, like I said, they weren't major, but I just like to smoke my cigar, like you guys know. And also just towards the end, I was just kind of done with it. I was like, I'm kind of bored, and it was just a long smoke, I guess. As you can see, I still got quite a bit left, but I'm just pretty much done with it. So half a point for overall, giving this a solid 4, which means it's above average, so it's definitely good. Just make sure you have a lot of time. It's not hot outside. We're in Phoenix, so it's in the 90s and above. So the Ruination by AJ Fernandez, Man of War, pretty solid stick. Definitely go check it out. Thank you guys for watching the review. Alright, you guys, thank you guys for watching the review. We just did the giveaway last week for the 50, and we're already at like 83 last time I checked for subscribers. So remember, when I get to 100, I'll do another giveaway. Thank you guys so much for just spreading the word, for subscribing and watching the videos. I really do appreciate it. So please don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. And Don't forget to follow me also on Instagram, zombie_ruffian, and don't forget to comment. Please leave comments. Do you guys like when I do the ratings on these cigars? I would like to know, because honestly I kind of don't like doing ratings on the cigars. I would rather just tell you guys whether you should try it or not. So if that's something that you guys think I should do instead of the rating, please leave that in the comments below. I'd appreciate it. But thank you guys again so much for subscribing. Like I said, we're almost at 100, and so let's just get there. And thank you guys again. Tune in next week for another review. Actually, next week is my birthday, so I don't know if I'll have time to do a review, but if I do a review, it will be on the Atabay, so look out for that. Thank you guys again. Thanks for rocking with me. Peace.